What's up, everybody? Traded some fish today. Excited to look over what I got. And yeah, so let's get right to it. So I had an ad up on Craigslist and on Facebook for my Angara, who was too small. Sold that guy, got 40 for him, happy about that. And then yesterday, someone texted me and was like, hey, do you have anything else or anything you'd be willing to trade? So we texted back and forth a little bit, swapped some pictures, and I decided, yep, I've got some peacocks that are real similar looking, kind of some of my least favorite ones that I've already got, others that are kind of similar. So I figured we can try to make a deal, make something happen. And so I traded away a blue neon. All my fish were about 4 or 5 inches. Blue neon, ruby red, which wasn't really red at all, it was actually yellow, and an otter point. So those three were, other than the blue neon, those other two were kind of my more drab fish. The blue neon is pretty sweet, but he's real similar to my Lawanda, and I like the Lawanda better. So here's what I got. There's 4, he said these were Red Empress. They've got a lot of bubbles on them. I hope that's all that is. I hope that's bubbles. If that's ick, I'm going to be pissed. But I think they're just bubbles. A lot of bubbles in this tank right now. I just put them in here from the bucket to this little 10-gallon tank. So here's the Red Empress. Look pretty good. Like the color. I think these guys are, man, zoom in. Come on. Can you focus on that a little bit? Okay, yeah, those are bubbles. And then this guy, I do not know what this is, and he didn't seem to know what this guy was either. As I'm looking at him, I'm like, hopefully this isn't the male Red Empress, and he just gave me a harem, and here's like 4 female Red Empresses. Dang it, I just thought of that. I really hope that's not what this guy did. But maybe not. We'll see. So this guy looks rough, unfortunately. His one eye is pretty cloudy. I didn't really get a chance to look at these guys because he brought them in a bucket, and so I didn't really get to look them over. And I drove an hour to meet him, so I was just gonna take him no matter what, kind of anyway. So this dude, he's gonna have to sit by himself for a while before I put him in the tank. Try to get that cloudy eye cleared up. See, yeah, you can see that. Look at that. That's not good. So as I'm talking to this dude, he's telling me about like how he cares for his fish. Like, got a 75-gallon tank, and yeah, I like don't really like to disturb him too much. I kind of let him be, and so I maybe change the water out like once every couple of months. Yeah, looking at these fish, I can tell that is no good. So, yeah, a little disappointed to hear that. But that's, I think we'll be able to get these guys back to health. If anybody knows whether or not this is indeed like, if that's a Red Empress and these are all female Red Empress, which is what it looks like, let me know. I'd be happy to know if that's what's going on, because if I want to put all these guys in my all male tank, I just don't. I don't know if that'll work. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll be fine. This one here looks real good. I think that, I'm going to hesitate to call it he. It's got some good color. I like the streak on the top fin. I think that looks really cool, the orange. But yeah, man, the more I think about it, I think that these are all Red Embers. It's stupid. That's all right. So what I'm going to do is, there's the water that the guy brought his fish in. So we are going to test the crap out of it. So I'm pretty curious to see. So let's go ahead and do that, just out of curiosity. See how this water is looking. So I'm hopefully not going to make you sit here with me the whole time I do this, but might as well do a quick product review on the API Master Test Kit while we are doing this. Why not? I'll make it pretty brief. Get one. These things are awesome. Really accurate. Well, you get like a little dropper like this, and it's super quick and easy to get just the exact amount of water that you want in each vial. Instructions are real clear on how to test. Pretty easy. A little too much in that one. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get this going, and yeah, and we'll see what colors we get. All right, so here's where we're at with this right now. So we are testing the three major parameters. We are testing for ammonia, for nitrite, and nitrate. Just put simply, which you probably already know, may know, most of you sure do, that fish waste and leftover food, all that stuff breaks down and creates ammonia. That's why you want to have a good filter that is cycled so that you have got, hold on, I'm going to count out 10 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. And then we're going to shake this thing for a minute, and then we're going to wait 5 minutes for the color to show up. So, oh man, I got the, hold on, got the leaky lid. So that is kind of the one bummer about this, is that their lids, for the most part, most of them are pretty airtight. But like this one, I wrote leaks on it. And now I'm gonna have to write that on this one too. Other than that, these things are great. Hopefully this one doesn't leak. So I gotta shake this for a minute. Okay, so, yep, that is leaking too. All right. So the beneficial bacteria in your media and your filter converts the ammonia into nitrite, which ammonia, of course, is harmful. Converts ammonia into nitrite, then you have your nitrifying bacteria as well. Nitrite is also harmful. And so once the ammonia is converted to nitrite, then you've got those other type of bacteria that converts the nitrite into nitrate, which is not harmful in small enough doses. So we're going to see where this where Jose's water landed here in about 5 minutes, but I think that we don't have to wait that much time because time hasn't even passed, and I can already see there is ammonia in this water, which is the worst thing that you I mean, not the worst thing, but the worst naturally occurring thing that you can have in your water. So this needs to be yellow. You don't want to see any green at all. Green represents the presence of ammonia, or shows the presence of ammonia. Depending on how dark the green is, that tells you how many parts per million you've got in there. Right now, we've got our handy dandy little chart here. So we just kind of compare this, and we are looking at least, I'd say at least 0.5 parts per million, which any amount of ammonia is bad. So that's no good. But that, I'm not really surprised. I didn't necessarily expect to see ammonia in there. I expected the nitrate to be through the roof, which looks like already it's going to be. You want this to be the lightest orange. Zero would be yellow, which you're not going to have zero unless you don't have a cycle tank at all. But this ain't looking good. So anyway, that's where we are at with that. So that has taught me that there is no way on God's green earth that I am putting those fish in my tank without letting them quarantine for a lot longer than I really would like to do. I've never actually done a quarantine ever for any fish that I've ever had. And I know that that's not recommended, but I've never had problems. I've always gotten my fish from good trusted sources. Now that I'm starting to trade fish with other people, that's I'm gonna have to invest in quarantine tanks. So right now, all of them are in a 10-gallon tank, and I am going to have to probably get another 20-gallon tank. I think I should probably go bigger, but I don't really have room for bigger. So we'll just see. I think I can make a 20-gallon work and a 10-gallon, and probably keep them in there for at least a month. I'm going to let that cloudy eye clear up as we approach our 5-minute mark. I don't know where we're at with that, but let's look at the nitrite. So here's the nitrite. Any amount of purple is what indicates presence of nitrites in your water. So as of right now, it is looking pretty blue. Pretty blue. And what that I think is telling me is that he does not have a cycled tank. His filters don't have the beneficial bacteria that is needed, or his filter just can't keep up. Like, it probably has some, but it's not keeping up. But really, since there are no nitrites, that means that the bacteria isn't converting the ammonia, which, I mean, it's not. There's ammonia in there, but still, if it was just that his filters couldn't keep up, I would still think there would be, like, it would be doing some where, like, it's converting some of the ammonia, but not all of it. But since there is no nitrite at all, that is the bluest blue. There is no hint of purple in there anywhere. That means that his filter isn't doing jack for him. And so let's come back to the nitrate. So again, the lightest orange is what you want. You want your nitrate to be, 5 to 10 parts per million is ideal. You can probably get by with 20, maybe if you're keeping fish that are a little hardier. Like African cichlids are pretty hardy. I think I'm pretty new to them, but they seem to be, based on the fact that this guy's fish aren't dead. So 20 could be acceptable, like maybe, but that's really as high as you want your nitrates to be. Because the nitrate is basically like leftover waste, pretty much, I think, what is... Anyway, I'm not going to try to continue to explain that because I'm probably going to get it wrong. So let's take a look. Looking at that right there, so here's our color chart, and the very red, almost, I'd say maroon. Maybe it's not quite maroon. We're not quite at the 160 parts per million mark, but we are definitely over 80. So I'm thinking we're looking at about 100 parts per million on the nitrate, which is a lot. That's high. So yeah. So now I know that I definitely, well, for sure, I'm not going to have any of that guy's water touch any of my tanks at all. But that's kind of obvious, I guess. We're going to go ahead and leave those fish in there for a long time. I'm going to go find another tank. I've got, hang on the back, filters that I've got on others of my tanks that are just kind of there to be ready when I need to quarantine. Or really, not quarantine, because like I said before, I've never done that. But like a hospital tank, which really actually I haven't had to use either, but more for like a timeout tank if someone's getting beat up and I got to pull them out until I can sell them, like what happened last time. So at least I've got filters that are ready to go. I just need to get space. So that's what we're doing next. Thanks for hanging out. Let's do one more quick just for fun. We'll look at these guys. This is my discus tank, dinosaur, eel, geophagus, kind of oddball. There's an angel in there too. I don't know if I said that. Let's come take one last look at these guys. I think they're going to look good in my tank. Hopefully. I really hope that guy's eye clears up. Man, that's bad. But I think it could clear up. And maybe these are separate species. Probably not. Again, if anybody knows, let me know. So if you've got any advice, anyone who's like done quarantines, or if you know like about how much space the fish would need. Right now this is a 10-gallon tank. I have another 10-gallon tank, but I'm thinking I want to get a 20 and then probably have this dude by himself. Probably by himself in the 20 even, or maybe a 10's big enough, I don't know. And then if these four can be together, the other four in a 10 or 20, I don't know. So I'll look that up, or if anybody does know, leave me a comment. Let me know any other thoughts, suggestions, whatever. Thanks for hanging out.